got the touch. You got the power.
What's up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Combiner Wars Special Edition of Deluxe Class Blastoff. Now, initially, when Hasbro released the Combaticons, this was the Blastoff figure they released. Kind of deviating from that original G1 sort of appearance of him being a space shuttle and kind of updating him to fit along with more military vehicles by making him a jet. After that, Takara came around to give us this look. And now finally, Hasbro is bringing it to us. Albeit still a store exclusive, this is a really nice way to finally get that Blastoff figure in that look without having to buy the whole Unite Warrior set that Takara came out with. For the package, you got this really nice box here that fully showcases Blastoff in all of his artistic sort of glory with the Prime Masters there in the back. Come around to the side, you got a nice image of him kind of flying around there with the other Combaticons. This side here just says Choose Your Prime. The back has that kind of product shot of him in his robot mode as well as his spaceship mode, and it says Decepticon Blastoff is perfectly happy blasting those inferior Autobots from the depths of space or on the surface of a planet. He combines with his fellow Combaticons to form the mighty Bruticus. The other thing that's really nice is, in addition to finally being able to get this figure, they give us an exclusive new look for Megatronus, which we'll show the comparisons later on. But you can see really nice box that actually does open, and then it has a nice window box, which fully showcases the figure as well as Megatronus. Then on the side here it says, Courage is stronger when combined. In the Combiner Wars, teams of Autobots and Decepticons combine to form giant super robots called Combiners and battle with the fate of the universe in the balance. And you can actually see an image of Superion there in the background. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Blastoff and Megatronus open up and out of their packaging. And starting off first with Megatronus, this guy looks absolutely terrific. Now, really, in terms of the molding, it's the exact same. It's just a different color in terms of the plastic and some of the paint applications. Bringing in the original, you see the darker tones with like the black and the darker gray just work a lot nicer, I think. It's not that the first one was bad. I mean, the first one here looks pretty good. I mean, like, you got some nice silver paint on there and everything. I just really like the darker shading here. And then one thing that I'm noticing is it seems they used a lot of this translucent plastic. You come around here to the back, and this is the original one, this is the new one. And this is really what I liked when I first saw this. I love that red translucent bit. It just gives a darker element to him that I think just stands out so very, very nicely. You can also see that the thigh section here, which on the new one is painted, the lower section here you can see still has that translucent bit. So it's like they took all this original beige color and molded it in this translucent plastic that you can see they just painted. Specifically here, like on the arms, the upper part of the thighs have that paint on there. I'd be surprised if the head wasn't even done in that translucent bit, but this looks really good. And then you fold this down and around and bring in that original one again, and you can see I just think that the new look is so much nicer and far more ominous for what Megatronus is eventually going to become, that being the Fallen. This is a great little guy, and easily is going to replace this Megatronus in my collection. So setting him off to the side, taking a look at Blastoff. Now, like I said, this is the first time that we've gotten this configuration of the mold here in the United States. The first incarnation of this mold was given to us by Takara. You can see you got the weapon storage right up there. But the way that Blastoff came to us here in North America was this guy. Now, like I said, I didn't mind this all that much. A lot of people, like, oh, I want him to be a spatial. Nah. I didn't mind this because it fit with the whole Combaticon thing and the army vehicle. Space Shuttle's not really an army vehicle, honestly, but I know a lot of people really wanted this, and they liked the Takara offering. Now, the paint job is a lot different on this. As you can see, the paint job for the Hasbro one nicely homages how it originally looked here. It's just they kind of changed it. But overall, really very nice. Got some nice Decepticon logos. I like the outline on the Decepticon logos on his wings. This this is a little bit weird because of how far up it is. I mean, it really should be further back here, but I don't think there's really any way that they could have done something like that. But it looks really good. You come to the underside here, you actually do have weapon storage. It plugs into the underside here, and it's his handgun. What's really nice is that the top section right here is rounded, and you can, if I come in, you can see that it's actually sculpted to kind of look like a wheel, which is great because what that then allows you to do is come around to the bottom, you got the little peg hole, and you fit that right in there. And now he essentially has landing gear. You got a little wheel right there, and then you got some little wheels sculpted in. It's kind of hard to see right down there. One thing that's nice is you can kind of see it here on the underside here with like a lot of the black. It's very glossy. That's really sharp. I mean, that that really didn't have any of that or anything, but that looks really very nice. Obviously, like I said, you can have this as a weapon form. You can plug it up on there. One thing that does kind of bother me though about this is that it's done up, I mean, it's very nice. It's done in this silver paint. But if you're going to use this to replace this guy in your Combaticon set, it's not really going to match too much because you can see that the original one here is just like this drab gray plastic. Obviously, different mold and everything, but you got a really nice silver paint on here. I wish they wouldn't have done that just because it really does kind of look different than this. So I'll probably still use this and not so much this. So that's kind of a waste, honestly. But you do have that. Now, for the transformation on the guy, because we haven't looked at this before, it is a remold. I don't remember which one it was, but one of the aerial bots. But it's a heavy remold of it. Just take these arms, kind of bring these out to the side like so. You can come down here, make sure you take the gun out, and then this whole section here is going to detach. You got little tabs on the sides right here that lock in right there, and then fold this down and around kind of like that, and you can leave it just like so, and just it sits. Let's see, get that right down there along his backside like that, and these arms hinge these all the way up, and then just set that out to the side. Come down here to these legs. These are really, they tab in there very securely, so separate those, and then they swivel out to the side, and then we'll lock in right there. Take the wing, fold that back, take this bottom section here, fold this forward, and bring this to the top just like that. Do that on this side as well. Swivel this out to the side, bring that in, lock it down, bring that, and bring that down. Then bring these arms down like so. And when you're done, there you have Blastoff in his new space shuttle look, looking really very, very cool. I'm really loving the way that this guy turned out. Now, like I said, he is just basically a repaint of that Takara one, but he is spectacular. Anybody who got that set really did get a much improved representation of Blastoff. I mean, as I said, for me, I really didn't care that much to pay that much extra money to just get this guy. The other figures, you know, they looked better, but not enough that I would want to replace those Combaticons. This is the only one that I would have wanted, really, and I didn't want to pay that price for him. For the weapon, you can see he can hold that. He can also hold his stupid little foot thing, because I do think that's kind of stupid, but there, you have that. But taking a closer look, great detail. The head sculpt is slightly different, but does have that nice squared off look. Really nice, gorgeous light purple for the eyes. I love the painted in detail here. I mean, those are not stickers. That looks great. The purple on there looks really very good. I mean, a lot of the colors on here are very, very similar. You come down to the legs and you can see you get that underbelly a little bit more, and then that nice glossy black paint, which looks really very good. But for comparison, like I said, I mean, there's not a lot that is terribly different in terms of the overall color of the two different Blastoffs, but let's just be honest. I mean, the new one here just looks immensely better. It wasn't that, like I said, this was a bad figure. I liked, you know, Blastoff being a jet. It fit with, you know, a tank, a, you know, army helicopter. I mean, all that kind of stuff. It fit really nicely, but this new one just is a huge improvement. But you can see in terms of the colors, they kept a lot of those same elements, which I really do like. First, articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you get a nice range of motion. You get that extra little joint right there just because he transforms into a limb and stuff. He does have ball joints here at the shoulder. You can't actually lower it down, and if you, I mean, it kind of looks like he's got very high shoulders. I mean, you can lower those and put a little bit more of a normal look, but you can't really rotate the arm then because the ball joint goes on that diagonal then when you bring it down. So you do have to kind of leave him up. So it does kind of look a little bit strange leaving that there, but it's not bad. He has a swivel here at the bicep. He actually has a really nice unobstructed elbow bend here. It's not a double joint or anything. It's just the way that it's attached. You can see that the elbow joint attaches at the front section here, so it gets it all the way up to the front, which is amazing. He does rotate here at the waist, kind of locks into place right there just because you have a little extra piece right there that kind of locks things in, but you do have that rotation as he can be an arm, a leg, all that stuff. He has ball jointed hips, a little bit loose, as you can see. I can probably fix that, so it's not something I'm going to damn the figure for or anything. It's definitely a fixable sort of thing. You got a rotation at the upper part of the thigh, bend here at the knee. I guess you could kind of say that the feet can bend down, but really that's about it. So absolutely gorgeous looking all the way around. Now, one thing that is kind of, you also do have, ankle tilt, so you can spread it out like so. Now, the thing that's kind of funny is you do get this Prime Master. There are no ports that I can see really on here where you can have him stand. So you can't really do too much, but you can just kind of like wedge him right there, I guess. And then I believe this was Megatronus's decoy armor. So you can take this, and this can still fit on the inside there if you really wanted to do that. I don't know why you would want to, but hey, you can. It's a thing that you can do. Now, as I said, this guy can be an arm and a leg. For me, I'm always going to use him as an arm. That's what Blast Off really was. But going into his leg mode so that you can see that, you just collapse these legs up, and it's very tight here. So make sure you squeeze this very securely. These little bits here rotate around, kind of getting in the way. So just kind of squeeze this as best as you can. Fold that back, and then you can hinge these down there, tab that into place like that. You can bring this section in. Again, that did not go all the way in. You can fold this piece out. Take this, you want to fold that back, and then you'll rotate this section around, and this will be his little knee joint. And then you take this and you put that there, and that is his leg mode. It is what it is. For his arm mode, which is what he's going to be predominantly displayed as in my collection, you're going to just bring this back down like that, then bring these two halves together and squeeze that really securely. Keep that folded up, keep that there. I guess you could kind of, even if you wanted to, rotate these around, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Get that there. Okay, then fold this down, then take this, you want to rotate this and then fold that like that, and then just put that up along the back side thusly. I guess you can kind of angle that down a little. That looks a little bit better. Then rotate this whole section around. You don't have to, you can just leave it where that's going to be the front, but I like having this as kind of like the double jointed elbow sort of thing. And then take his hand, I'll use this one because this is the one that it came with, but as I said, I'm not going to use this. I need something. Where's my little sword? Pull this bit out. This is tricky. There you go. Fold that out like that, and then fold that around, and here's his fist. So setting this guy there and bring it in, Bruticus. Here we go. Let's combine him. You just slot that down just like you did with all of the other ones. There we are, and there you have Bruticus, and really cool. I really do dig this look for him. I didn't have a problem with the other one, but now that I have Blast Off in his kind of original look, I'm definitely a lot more impressed with it. I think he looks just a little bit more classic G1 sort of thing. You have that same kind of presence that he had, and I really like the way that this turned out. Now again, you can, if you really wanted to, rotate this all the way around, just have one bend here forward, and then I'll get that to go back, and you can have that as an arm. You know, it's your preference, really. So I like having that double joint. Maybe fold that back. That probably look a little bit better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better like that. So your personal preference on what you want to do, but I think he really is super cool looking. Obviously, this doesn't match with the rest of them, so I'll bring this one out, which is just a fake sword. So there we go. Bring this up. Bring this up, fold that around. Yeah, so yeah, that looks a little bit better just because it matches a little bit more, but really nice. I love the way that this turned out. So, as I said, currently right now, I believe that he's exclusively available just through Amazon. I don't know if other stores, such as Big Bad Toy Store, are getting him. But he is in stock right now at Amazon, so I'll put a link down in the video description where you can check that out. If you'd like to add him to your collection, you can do so there. But I really do like him. I think that he's a great addition, and as much as I actually enjoyed this guy as his arm, I like this one a heck of a lot more. Plus, you get the added bonus of getting a much cooler looking Megatronus. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate your support and letting me know by hitting that thumbs up button. It actually does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, welcome. And before you go, make sure you subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you'll get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you'll never miss out on a future review of mine. Or hey, if you're already subscribed, now more than ever, it's important to make sure that you are getting those email notifications. We all know just how unreliable that YouTube subscription box is, and the best way to help support my channel and not miss any future reviews of mine is to click on that little bell right below this video and double check your settings to make sure that they're set so that you get those email notifications. And a very special thanks to you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch a video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. Also, a huge shout out to all of my patrons who through their continued support help to make reviews like this possible. And finally, remember, the real trouble with the world is too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.
You're at your best when the going gets rough.